the metronome. Here's where we begin. I can totally hear the rest of the song. Fuck it, I'm making a song because anyway, turning off the metronome now. Okay, and now we begin here. Hello, welcome to episode 7 of Alchemy with Sinhani. I'm your host, Sinhani, in all divinity and glory. Yes, that is how we start this podcast. Mike is here. I'm kind of upset that I can't show you the mic because the mic is so, like, this mic is so close to heart and it's kind of like inheritance. Like, quite literally, quite literally. Yeah. Um, let's hope the mic picks me up. I'm just gonna try to. Should I even do that? I think I'll pop the gain up a bit because we're outside. Yeah, just a little bit. Okay. Because I don't know how loud I'm speaking anymore. Today, there's just so many things I want to talk about. Like, I was thinking of so many things I wanted to talk about, and I'm just gonna talk about stuff, you know? I guess. Okay, so here's the funny thing, okay? Like, right before this podcast, I was listening to music for a bit, and I see a little auto, like a tuk-tuk. I love saying tuk-tuk. I wish tuk-tuk was more common in India. I think we do say tuk-tuk in India too, just not in the city. Like, hey bro, you wanna take a tuk-tuk? Yeah, we do say tuk-tuk in India too. For the slower uh, rickshaws, rickshaw, such a Rick and Shaw. They did Rick and Shaw make the rickshaw? Like, there's no other way. It's called a rickshaw. I remember in college, which was in the middle of nowhere. It was like surrounded by fields and stuff. Like, imagine India. Like, this is like Haryana. This isn't like NCR, Delhi, or something. Like, this is beyond the border. Right? This is like Haryana. Okay, like officially Haryana territory. We were surrounded by fields and stuff. So when we would uh, go anywhere nearby, um, because there were only like villages around. That was such a crazy experience. Like, there's this like private university in the middle of a bunch of fields, and like this is like the most like commercial zone ever. It's like a little bubble of an educational building and campus of like 60 acres surrounded by just fields. Like, I literally went to that college for the experience, like the college experience, but more than the college experience, I had like Haryana field experience. If you know, you know. Yeah, so whenever we would go nearby for whatever it was, if we thought of getting uh, there were some restaurants outside, of course, which came up because of the university, and they were all obviously the takers, where you would get the desi daru, which is like the local shops where you could buy the Indian version of alcohol, which is some other shit, guys. Like, you thought like an 18-year-old like Glenfiddich would be like the shit, or I've had a whole like relationship with alcohol. So yeah, like no, I used to drink when I was a teenager. Like, I mean, which of us hasn't from this generation? Yeah, I used to drink a lot. So not so much that like like somehow I never got drunk, and like people always say this like, oh, I never get drunk, and then they drink 2 drinks and they get drunk. No, like no, I was actually not a lightweight, and if I think back on it, probably because of energetic frequency, like like I've sort of been in this like obviously it's been different through the years, but I have been able to connect with like a frequency that is not disrupted by alcohol, really. And I never really got the point of drinking. I would just drink with like friends and stuff. Yeah, because I would not get drunk, guys. Like I would only get like trippy, like trippy. Yeah, I would get trippy on alcohol. Like I wouldn't get tipsy. Like trippy, literally. Yeah, like sometimes I would get trippy while walking, but I would walk in like I could walk. Like yeah, like I never really blacked out, except for the one time. Like I'm sure we all have that one time, but yeah, I never really blacked out except for that one time, or maybe the two times because I forgot about like how desi daru or the local alcohol was different from like the shit I was used to drinking. I used to drink like good shit because it's me, bro. Like I used to drink good shit and I used to drink like the cheap shit, but not like the really cheap shit. Like I never fucked with Jägermeister, okay? Like I mean I've drank Jägermeister, but like nah, not my thing. Like I drank Old Monk at some point, like yeah, like classic Bangalore story, like OMR and Coke. But like fucking rum never just sat right with my stomach. Like unless it's white rum, I was drinking rum anymore. Like so, yeah. But my favorite has to be like Kingfisher Premium, the 1 pint Kingfisher. Obviously, like I mean that will never go um, out of experience, I guess. Like like I mean, I think whenever I drank, I always started with a Kingfisher Premium like pint. So yeah, and I mean that's just like vibes, bro. At this point, like if you're from Bangalore, yeah. Essentially, like the story of Kingfisher is, we had the United Breweries Company by I don't know if Vittal made it or his Vittal's father. Vittal is, I think, at least uh, that he's the other Malia's father. How did I forget? Bro, I forgot his name. Vijay Malia? Yeah. I forgot his name for a second. I was like, bro, wait, what is his name? Yeah. I think like Vittal was Vijay's father or something. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know which timeline that we are. And I mean, Vijay Malia had the Kingfisher fleet of aircrafts. Honestly, what the fuck was Vijay doing, bro? Like, like the story is essentially like these guys had the brewery, and then Vijay Mallya came in and he was like, bro, I'm gonna be a baddie billionaire. And he went and bought a bunch of doings. I think they were like either Airbus. Why the fuck am I saying Airbus? Like Airbuses, a bunch of like cheap low cost carrier Airbuses, okay, basically. And then he leased that shit out, and he fucked around with the Indian banks a bit when he did that. So he kind of did that on credit, like on a very bad line of credit, if I may say so. Like he fucking expected it to boom, which it did. Like let's be for real. I think the dude started it in like 20. I almost said 20. It was like 2005 or 2006 or something. And then, of course, we had the financial crisis in 2007. Who could have fucking expected that? Like, Black Swan event. So, yeah, like for a year or something there, I think, like, when I was about 4 years old, 5 years old, something like that period between 2006 and 7 or 2005 and 6 or somewhere, in that period of like 2005 to 2007, it really fucking boomed, bro. Like they used to give you like little mementos in the flight. Like you had a fucking like first class experience in economy. The entire fucking aircraft was economy, and this was like cheaper than what any airlines could ever do. Like this was cheaper than what Indigo can offer you right now. Like like even factoring the inflation, confirmation hikes. I don't know if we heard that. I don't know why the fuck we're talking about Vijay Mallya, but I guess we are. But anyway, the dude had a vision. Okay, he wanted to give you that sort of like first class experience, business class experience in economy, and he wanted it to be accessible to everyone. He wanted to make flying a luxury and accessible. like an accessible luxury. So for that, I commend him, bro. Like that was the shit. Like he had the vision, right? I don't know what fucking happened in terms of execution though. Like I mean, nobody could have predicted the 2007 crisis, of course. No, I mean some of us did, but like yeah, but in a more like risk management or like financy aspect of it, it was a black swan event in the sense that you know how black swans are. Have you seen a black swan? They exist, but they're very, 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 very rare. But they do exist. We can't just ignore them. So yeah, Talib comes to mind. Nassim Nicholas Talib. I hope that's how his name is, and not some other weird combination. Okay, I've read a lot of Talib. I liked Talib when I was in my finance girl era. Finance girl era. For people listening on audio, I did like a little hair flip. So yeah, like the vision was fucking grand, right? And he managed to do it. Like he fucking did it, bro. Like he did it. Like he actually fucking did it, right? And that's how Kingfisher made its way into everything. Like Kingfisher was like luxury economy, luxury flying for everybody. And I remember, like, as a child, like, growing up and stuff, around those years, I used to love that shit because, yeah, they give you fucking mementos, snacks and shit, and, like, yeah, all the freebies. They give you a little, like, tiny model of the Kingfisher airplane. Like, they gave everyone this stuff. Can you believe it? Not just the kids, but, like, they gave it to everyone. And I was like, damn, like, the freebies in planes, that's the shit, bro. Like, that's the shit. Like, I love freebies from planes. And the water, bro, don't even get me started. I don't know how they did it, but the water was like fucking pristine, bro. Like, like they were giving you those tiny bottles of packaged water. Like, they called it Kingfisher, like the water bottle, obviously. And bro, that shit, what the fuck? What was in that water, bro? Like, I remember as a child, like, I think I would, tell my family when they would go out or take a Kingfisher plane or something. I'll be like, yo, can you like get me the water bottles? Like more than the toys or like, the little figurines and the models. Like, yo, can you like yeah, can you get like three, four of them? Yeah, bro, like that was the shit. Anyway, that was like that was the shit. I don't know, man. He did it. He did it. Okay, and then it fucked up. Like it all fell on its own face, I guess. With like the 2007 crisis, quote unquote. Yeah, and then then there was a lot of shit. Then there was a lot of money he owed on his like really bad line of credit, whatever he got. And then, he wasn't paying his flight attendants, but still running the business. Like, and then he finally did. I don't know if he even declared it. Like, I don't know if he declared bankruptcy for Kingfisher. But then he fucking fled the country because he was like, fuck no, I'm not paying like the taxes and shit and the charges and the fines and shit. And bro, like he's chilling in the UK. Like the UK doesn't have an extradition treaty with India. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like the UK, you would expect. I mean, hi, eagle friend saying hi. No, I mean you would expect like a post-colonial country to have a extradition treaty with the past colonial co- colonial, whatever the fuck. Yeah, so I mean that shit's wild, and like he probably owes like at least the last time I saw the news like just like well over 3 4 years ago now. I think he owed about like 900 crores or something. I don't know if that was in INR or USD though. Well, whatever it is, that was still a lot. That was still a lot. But that's all the more proof that like yeah, money is not even fucking real, bro. And like which I fucking knew early on. Like not to say I support Vijay Mallya. No, I'm just I'm just laughing at shit. Bro, what the fuck? It's been like 15 minutes in already. Like I was just talking to Rajat. Anyway, so yeah, I like the Malayas for one reason that they gave us Kingfisher, you know. Hey, doggo agrees, birds agree, like the eagles are just playing around. So crazy. There's one that just like flew across, like wow. Yeah, I love that I can come on here and talk about like literally anything. Like guys, for real. That was like a huge eagle. Like she just swooped in and like I saw her and then she saw me and like we made eye contact for a sec. Okay, this is where I segue into like drinking my vegan chalky banana shake with coffee today because you can see it's like thick for anyone watching on the video. For anyone listening on audio, like what the fuck? You're probably like what the fuck? Anyway, cheers. Abundance, peace, and love. No, that was lit. That's lit. Wow. That was actually lit. So I had honey. Yeah, and I know if you're vegan, don't come at me, okay? Like, hear the story. Like, I know like honey is from a bee and all of that, and I get like the point of like animal cruelty being at the heart of veganism. For me, it's more of an energetic thing, okay? And this honey that I got is from the village where they probably don't like kill off the bees and they just extract the excess honey. Don't come at me and say there's no excess honey. There is excess honey. Like, what do you mean there's no excess honey? Anyway, yeah, so this is from a village, okay? This honey is from a village. It's not from like one of those bee farming fucking companies. So, yeah, and this shit's like fucking beautiful. Like, yeah, I loved honey growing up too. Like, so I grew up um, in a non-vegetarian family, quote unquote, which meant like we would eat anything and everything, but again, not literally anything and everything because obviously like cultural shit. So yeah, I loved eating a lot of different shit. Okay, like I tried a lot of different shit, and I mean most commonly we would eat like the meats, uh, goat meat or mutton, but I really liked poultry. Like I really liked chicken. But since you are what you eat, when I was eating chicken in my life, yeah, I was a fucking chicken, guys. I'm not even fucking kidding. Like, that's essentially it. You are what you eat. And, if you're eating the meat of animals raised in fear and captivity, you're eating fear and captivity. Never thought I would be here. Like, seriously, I was one of those people, who would make fun of vegans. No, 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 for real, for real. And, the last boyfriend I had was vegan. So I would make fun of him, like, bro, like all the time. Like, I would be talking about his like almond milk that he's milking at 5 a.m. in the morning. And, like, bro, I was just, like sort of staying with him for a while, okay? Like, not really living with him. Like, I would stay with him when I had like breaks from college and stuff, which were not really that long. So I remember, like, when we had to eat together. I would be like, okay, so are we eating some plants? And this was really funny when we were traveling. So we were in Kodaikanal, and we were you know where this is going already, but for legal purposes, I can't delve into it. Like, yeah, yeah. So we were like sitting there on the balcony and watching over, the hills and stuff. Like we were deep inside, actually. We were staying somewhere at an Airbnb, like deep inside the hills. Like this was the last house on the hills. And the next house was like the other way, like at least a kilometer away. And this was like the last house on this hill, and like there was a little valley and so and it was fucking like trippy as fuck. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Make of it what you will. It was trippy as fuck, eh? And so we were just sitting there in the balcony, and we're like, "Fuck, this is so trippy." Yeah, yeah, yeah. Read between the lines. No, no, I'm not gonna say anything. And there was a cook in the Airbnb, and she came to ask us um, what we would like to eat. So she popped into the balcony and she said, what do you guys want to eat? Do you want to eat like veg or non-veg? And that's when we looked at each other and we're like, fuck, man, this is just a fucking preference. Like, you can eat whatever the fuck you want. Like, shit, we had that moment. And for him, it was a big moment because he grew up with a vegetarian family. So, he had tried meat at some points, like outside of home, because like culture and sure you can't eat meat. Yeah, yeah. So he had tried meat and like chicken, whatever, and he didn't really like it. And then he became like vegan after that. He said the acid gods told him to do that. And then like I remember him clearly saying acid gods, and then he changed it to like shroom gods later. So I was like, bro, wait, which one is it? Or maybe different timelines and shit. Like, he's not here on this timeline anymore, guys. Like, firstly, what the fuck was that? No, seriously. Seriously. Yeah, not in that form. So you know yeah, no, that's what really solidified it for me. I was like, bro, like, how could you just like, bro, I'm feeling so trippy again now. I feel like I'm back high on banana milkshake, vegan, chalky. Yeah, yeah, damn trippy. So yeah, she just she came in. I'm gonna take a sip. And we were sort of talking about this stuff, and we were like, okay, like, he was telling me why he's vegan, and I was telling him like, bro, like, cool, you don't eat animals, but like you eat plants. Like, what about the plants, bro? Then he's like, yeah, no, we do kill the plants and eat them. I was like, yeah, right? Like, you can't just like shit on people that eat meat just because like they do it to animals. Like, what about plants? Like, are plants inferior to animals? What's wrong with you? Like, that was my argument. And I still hold that argument today. Like, if someone's like, oh, bro, what about the plants you're killing and eating? I'm like, yeah, I am killing and eating the plants. If I kill and eat an animal, I am killing and eating the animal. It was like, yeah, it is what it is. Life consumes life. Like, yeah, I accept, man. I accept. What can I say? Like, yeah. So we were sort of having this conversation. I don't know if it was like exactly then or like a few days preceding to this or a few months. Like, it was an ongoing thing. And and then in that moment when she came and asked us is when we looked at each other and we realized immediately, like, fuck, it's just a fucking preference. We accept we need to eat to survive in a physical form, and so life consumes life. And so we accept, I guess. Like, what else can we do? No, but I get the idea of cruelty. Okay, like killing and eating is one aspect, but then there's another aspect of cruelty. Yeah, which as humans, like I agree with that argument. Like as humans, how can we be so inhumane to just like raise animals and kill them? It's the same thing as saying how can we just like grow plants and kill them, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Like yeah. This is just it's one of those things, like what can I say? No, seriously. Yeah. So yeah, I don't support like industrial farming of animals or dairy farming and shit. And yeah, like that is one aspect of why I'm vegan. But the main reason I'm vegan is because you are what you eat, man. I'd rather be a plant, than an animal in fear. Than a fucking chicken. Because that's what my experience was like, I guess. Right? Like, who knows? So, gonna do another sip of the vegan chalky milk. By the way, this shit is lit. Like, like actually, that shit is lit. Absolutely lit. I don't even know how I did it. Like, I had some cocoa powder. Again, as a vegan, like, being vegan in India is kind of easy, but it's also kind of tricky. Like, I mean, most of India's population is vegetarian, but the fucking dairy is everywhere, bro. Like, it's been a couple of months now since I had any form of like dairy. I stopped drinking milk, like, even when I was like a non vegetarian or a vegetarian a couple of years ago, about like 8 to 10 years ago now. Yeah. So I was not consuming milk, but I was consuming a lot of like curd, which is like plain yogurt. Yeah, and like fucking curd was a shit, bro. Like you could eat curd with anything, right? Like especially if you're eating Indian food, you can eat curd with like literally anything. So in a sense, I also had a very weird relationship with food. A lot of it rooted in like scarcity and poverty. Like you have to eat everything on your plate, and food has been a weird thing for me. Like my entire like physical 3D experience. Like I know a lot of people um, talk about food and like how who doesn't like food is kind of like one of those popular questions or statements that are made. But like there was a time when I didn't like food, like for the longest time. Actually, I didn't like to eat kids. Like can you believe that? Yeah, I didn't like to eat, and then for a bit in my life I was starving. Yeah, I talk about it and laugh about it now because like I mean, I lived through those experiences. What am I supposed to do now? Yeah, but going through that shit was like a fucking roller coaster, to say the least. Yeah, it fucking sucked, bro. It fucking sucked. I hated when I didn't like to eat and I had to eat, and my family would force me to eat and stuff like when I was growing up. And as a child, like yeah, as a child, like bro, that was the worst. Like uh, everyone in my family has told me how I was the fussiest eater ever. I hear an airplane. That's a sign. We traveling. we'll be traveling soon. Yeah, but like, guys, for real, like, everyone in my family used to tell me how much of a fussy eater I was. Like, everyone in my family tried to feed me, and I just, like, it was just not it, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm distracted by the airplane. This is not a fly zone, by the way, guys. Like, no, this is not an airspace. The number of airplanes I've heard here, the number of airplanes I've seen here, like, these are all just signs for me. I know it, like, I know it deep in my bones. Yeah, like, I was a really, like, fussy eater. Like, I was a really, really fussy eater. I think there's something more to that, right? Like, there's always more to it. When toddlers are fussy eaters, when young children are fussy eaters, there's a reason, and it's because like they have not developed a relationship with food the way that you have. Yeah, like bro, I'll be for real. Like this, like I have always felt out of place on Earth. Okay, like I'm not kidding. Like I know this is a planet that's home to me in this body and stuff. But like I'm not from here, guys. Like, what do I say? Like, thank you, Earth. I love you, respect you, I appreciate you. But guys, like I'm not from here. Yeah, yeah, that's the way. Like, I mean, if you know, you know. If you feel it, you know it. Like, if you feel this way, you know it. If you don't, like, you're probably from here, which is cool, bro. Like, either way. Yeah, I was a kind of toddler and child that would eat for 3 hours. Yes, yes, that was me. Like, I'd take one bite every 10 minutes or something. Yeah, yeah, no. And, then my toxic family, my narc birth parents, try to stuff food down my throat. And they would use punishment as a means to make me eat. Like, if you don't do it, I'm gonna beat you up. Uh, and obviously, if you ask any brown parent, they will say that they've never beat up their child, which is bullshit. We all know that. If you're brown, you know what I'm talking about. Look at me, classically laughing and like casually laughing, rather classically casually laughing at basic domestic violence. Um, yeah, but it's so normalized in Indian households, like people are just like I had friends growing up. Okay, if I would tell them like, bro, my parents would threaten to beat me up, or like sometimes they would beat me up. Like, see, I can't even talk about it. Like, sometimes they would see. Yeah, they would just be like, oh bro, like, bro, it happens everywhere, bro, my mother hit me like 2 days ago, like. How did we put up with this? Like, guys, what the fuck is wrong with our generation, bro? Like, I mean, see, this is what happened, okay, with most of us that grew up in brown households. After a while, we decided enough was enough, and we moved the fuck out. Or we decided enough was enough, and we start hitting them back. Violence is not the answer to violence, but like, I mean, you had to do what you had to do to survive. On that note. Even the chalky milk, coffee, banana, vegan shake is brown. Yum. Anyway, I don't know where the fuck I was going with this. Um, Brown parents. I lost it, kids. Like, fuck it. That train of thought is gone. It is it has left the station, and like, one of those bullet trains in Japan. It has. the ones with maglev, the magnetic levitation. Yeah, by the way, guys, that is so cool, right? Like, guys, Japan has had this for so long. They literally have trains that runs on fucking magnetism, electromagnetism, essentially, and it fucking levitates. Are you saying there are trains that fucking levitate? Like, bro, that is so cool. Yeah, that shit's been around for a while, right? Like 10, 20 years now. I don't know. I don't know. Time is an illusion, but like. That's so cool for real, for real. Like imagine sitting in one of those like um maglev trains, like you're just fucking levitating over the fucking that just feels so cool. Like imagine sitting inside one of those trains. Fuck. Like I imagined it now. Like I visualized it. So now like it has to happen. It already did. Like I was just levitating in the train for a sec. Yeah, I don't know if the metros do that. Like the metros have the subways and metros, that metros. Like they have the electrical um connector or whatever. Yeah, they run on electricity. I don't know if they levitate though. Do they? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I do I feel the mm, I'm starting to think like do I feel the track below like is it that kind of way? The metro feels kind of floaty. I don't know if it actually levitates. So yeah, levitation is cool. Levitation is cool. I don't know if I've levitated, by the way. I mean, I've seen a lot of visions of me levitating. Um, Maybe I have, like, I have felt it. People have told me, but they've not like seen me in person levitating. I think. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, of course I have, but like, in this body, like, have I? Mm. I don't know. I don't know. Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, levitation is pretty cool. And I mean, it's if I think about it, like how I would levitate, like I don't exactly know how. I don't think anyone knows how. Like that's the whole point. Like nobody knows how. Like, people just see the vision and it unfolds in whatever way. Excuse me, that it unfolds because seeing the vision is quite literally like saying something crossing your awareness and then automatically manifesting, which is essentially what manifestation is all about. Yeah, yeah, but that ties me back to like two things I could talk about, like Vijay Mallya as well as like levitating. If I thought about like actual levitation, like physical 3D levitation, um, I think one of the things would be like having a center of gravity that makes sense to you. It's kind of like astral projection, like you find a center of gravity, either your solar plexus, um, chakra, and then you climb out of there, or you just lift off from your body if you're laying down. So I feel like when I started astral projecting, it was always easier to lay down and do it than rather than sitting in a chair or something, because that got a little tricky to my brain. Like, wait, how do I? Yeah, so I think like even for levitation, something like that, like either while you're laying down completely or cross-legged, because then the center of gravity becomes your root chakra, uh, like at the base of your spine. Yeah, and how you would levitate, I think, is the same as how you would astral project. Like, you just bring your awareness to. I know it sounds so like the way that I'm describing it, like it's like the easiest shit on the. Hey, it is kind of that simple. It's kind of like the easiest shit on the planet. Okay, it kind of is, and it's also kind of complicated because you feel like you have this. Um, it's like this belief that you have essentially. It's like a limiting belief, like a bunch of limiting beliefs rather. Like you think it's supposed to be hard, or you think it's like only the great yogis could do it. Like how could I? Or the truth is you are them. You are the universe. You are everything. So of course you can do it too. Like you just need to believe. so so retarded. In a retarded, not to insult any actual retardedness. Like I'm probably retarded at this point. Like when you're so intelligent, you're like retarded. Like Albert Einstein, he was considered like retarded. Yeah, something like that, something like that. And but that kind of retarded is also what I mean. Like that's too much high IQ. No, it's really just that you feel it, you see it, and it happens essentially. Yeah, and you can levitate too. You can astral project too. Like even if you never have astral projected or never levitate. Yeah, like I mean, there was a point in time in my like experience when I had never astral projected, like in my known experience into my conscious mind. But then I just said, no, fuck it, I can astral project, and so I astral project. Pretty much, right? So I think that's what I want to say about like levitation and astral projection. Leave me a comment, by the way, if you watched thus far. I would love to know if you're here. And going back to original earlier, right? And like, yeah, the drinking phase. Like, yeah. So basically, I don't know. I don't even know why we started with that, but yeah, like I had a drinking phase. I think as a teenager, as like a late teenager. And then I was just like, bro, this shit is kind of mid. And then, I tried like Desi Daru in like college and I was like, oh fuck. It was horrible, by the way. It tasted horrible. It smelled horrible. What is, I want to say trip. Like it was like a bad trip, Like, no, for real. Like everything was spinning and shit for the first time. And, that's what, like a bad trip. Like everything was fucking spinning. I would close my eyes and everything was fucking spinning. And I was like, bro, what the fuck is going on? Like I've never felt this drunk ever. And like, why is everything spinning? Like, stop spinning. No, that shit. Like, I think all of us in college had tried like desi daru at some point, and all of us were like, bro, just fucking stop spinning, bro. Like, just, just stop. Like, why would I take that trip, bro? Like, no, no. There's so many better trips I could take, Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Better trips, like how alcohol is like a CNS depressant. Like it's quite literally a depressant. Shuts down your central nervous system. Does it shut down your CNS or your ANS? Your autonomous nervous system or your? It can't. I mean, it does sort of affect your autonomous nervous system, but it also shuts down your CNS, like your central nervous system, which is why your body movement and shit is fucked up. Yeah, yeah. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Like, that's the thing, right? The shit that's legal actually is fucking poisonous. Like, alcohol poisoning is a thing. We all know that. And, like, why the fuck is alcohol legal, bro? Like, you're telling me alcohol is legal, but, like, fucking psychedelics are not legal. Like, bro, you know what I mean? Same with, like, cigarettes. Like, tobacco is legal. Cheers on that note to the fucking world we live in. Yeah, so, that being said, like, I think the main point about the Malayas is just about how charismatic they were. Come on, we can't deny it. We can't deny it. Like, it's like saying, the main point about Hitler is about how charismatic he was. I know how ridiculous that sounds, which is exactly why I said it. But yeah, it's true, right? I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about like what is the charisma factor? And the charisma factor is actually just simply not giving a fuck, bro. Like, genuinely, think about it. The most charismatic celebrity. I sincerely don't give a fuck, bro. Like, I mean, at least that's what I've identified as charismatic, you know. Like, I sincerely don't give a fuck either at this point. But it's hard to not give a fuck. That's the thing, right? Like, it's so hard to not give a fuck. It's fucking hard to not give a fuck, bro. Because, like, everything within your known experience is like, fuck, I've given a fuck about this, I've given a fuck about that. And so these fucks are just dangling in front of you. And then there's these triggers, of course. We all have triggers of some form or the other. And these triggers come in with these like dangling fucks, and they're like, here you go, dangling fuck. Are you gonna take it? Are you gonna give a fuck? And it's just like, fuck. Like, fuck. It's hard to not give a fuck. Yeah, but essentially, those triggers where it's so hard to not give a fuck is where, those are the places that essentially, um, yeah, just like the tarot cards were just here. So yeah, I just got the deck and like we have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, so it's essentially that, right? Like it's like your mind's way of believing you to think of like limited possibilities and like basing your current experience based on a past experience. And so yeah, like I realized the feeling of it being too hard to not give a fuck is when no battery notification. It's when I've given too much of a fuck about it. Yeah, essentially. It's just another way of saying like your triggers are triggers for a reason, like they're invitations for you to look into something you've been avoiding, like look into some aspects of yourself, which we can, which is what essentially shadow work, as the term means, right? Yeah, look into those aspects of the self that you have shut down or shunned or are afraid of looking at, just generally because you hold certain beliefs, opinions, judgments about it. Yeah, because truly everything is neutral, bro. Like, that's the truth, right? Like, truly everything is neutral. Like, yeah, there is no good or bad. Yeah, it's just like the shit that we label as good or bad, and then we have some borrowed ideas of good and bad, and some generally accepted ideas of good and bad, and yeah, it's all fucking infinite, bro. It's like when you say good or bad, it's judgment automatically, right? The truth is, we're all fucking judgmental as fuck, and like accepting that is like fucking hard, right? Like, yeah, I'm a fucking judgmental as fuck, bitch, and that's okay. Like, you just have to accept that. Yeah, essentially. Like, yeah, like we're all judgmental as fuck because we were taught to judge. Like, what do you think the school system was all about? Like, if you went to school, the first thing they taught you, this is an apple. That so you're judging the fruit as an apple, and then it's like identifying, but yeah, like that's what I'm trying to say. Like our cognitive behaviors while learning has been at the foundation, um, rooted in the idea of judging, and the entire intellectual like process as we know it is rooted in judgment essentially. So yeah, it is, right? And judgment is synonymous with reasoning. When we talk about learning, when we're talking about like, yeah, judgment and reasoning go hand in hand. Another aircraft. Wow, I saw it for a second. It was like white. What a beautiful sight. It's gone now. Just saw the electric. 1 second. Like, I'm gonna show you to my. I'm gonna show myself to you. Rebel. Yeah, but it is the truth, right? Like judgment and reasoning were taught to us almost synonymously. So we're all judgmental as fuck. Yeah, and like Dad was just saying, I was just playing with the cards, like 7 of swords and 10 of swords. Yeah, we're judgmental as fuck, man. Like, I've just learned to like accept that. I mean, it's hard for me to accept that, but it is what it is, kind of way. Like, yeah, I'm judgmental as fuck because, like, apparently, if I was judgmental enough, I would fit into the matrix, right? Essentially, I would fit into the systems. I would fit into society. I would have the good grades and the corporate job that I would sell my soul and shit. So yeah, then I said fuck it, and by the same rules of judgment, I said what is the least judgmental thing, like least judgmental career path I could follow, and thus I became an artist. Like I always was, I always was, but this was my artist uh, reclamation arc where I was just like, fuck it, like let society judge. I will create, and I became an artist. Uh, I continued being an artist rather. Like, obviously, everyone is artistic, bro. Your soul is fucking artistic. Your soul is creative. Like, yeah, all this shit started for me because I was like, but is it art? Like that meme. There's this meme, okay? Like, there's a meme of an alien holding a joint in his hand like that, and the caption is, "But is it art?" One of my roommates from college sent that on our like group chat, and she just tagged me. She was like, "Santani," and it was like this alien smoking a joint. But is it art? Like, that was so accurate. I was just like, "Fuck!" Like, yeah, that was me. That was me. I was like, um, literally everything. I think if I had to credit everything to something, I would, yeah, I would definitely say like in the most like being an artist in the Matrix is the cheat code. Like I always ten. I've just been like I'm not even shuffling the cards or doing anything. Like I'm just 10 of Pentacles came out and the 10 of Swords, and then the Fool card and the Lava card and the Hermit card. I don't know why I'm doing this, like guys. This is so cool. The Fool card, the Lava card, the Hermit. And by the way, if you want to learn how to read tarot, I opened up the membership waitlist for my monthly membership called Tarot Talks, where I go deep into card meanings, give you like cheat sheets and guides, recorded lessons, and all of that stuff. And also, you have access to two one-on-ones per month and two live calls per month, which will also be recorded. Yeah, it's fucking lit. Like the idea is lit, and tarot has been a lit as fuck journey as well. Like, I think I'm gonna make another episode for my tarot journey. That's gonna be the next one. But yeah, these cards, what the fuck? Like the Lovers card, the Fool card, the Hermit card. Like this is like beautiful. This is like season of like hermiting and being with the self, like self discovery. Fool card, like taking that leap of faith and like just yeah, within the self, taking that leap of faith within the self, like the hermit, the fool. I don't know. You guys may be resonating with this. Probably why these cards came up. And the Lovers card is like a harmonization of the dualities and polarities that exist within us, and also of course love. Like you love. Who wants to talk about that? Yeah, but yeah, these messages have been coming through for a while, and I want to deny them. Here's what happens when I deny them. I shuffle the deck, and they show up again, guys. Like I mean, at this point, I've sort of normalized it, right? Like, because I've also been reading for so many years and so many lifetimes, but like, I can't deny it, guys. Like, the more I try to deny it, the harder it hits me in the fucking face. For real. So yeah, you can join the Tarot Talks membership waitlist if you're interested in reading the cards, because sincerely, when I sort of received this as a present, like a Secret Santa present. I don't know who sent it to me for real, like this deck of cards, and I straight up said this is bullshit. And my roommate at the time, like she used to read tarot, so I was like, hey, you know how to read the tarot, right? I have the deck. And she's like, okay, bring it over. And so I took the deck over, and then we shuffled the deck. And she's like, why don't you ask for a card for yourself? I was like, cool, bro. And then I shuffled the deck, and the King of Swords popped up. And at the time, I was in law school, and the King of Swords is a card that is very lawyer card. It's a very lawyer card. Like it's literally the archetype of a lawyer. Super rational, rooted in divine masculine energy, sort of card. Perfect representation of me. I was like, okay, okay, that's pretty cool. King of Swords. Okay, like I asked her what it meant, and she sort of gave me this explanation in some way. Of course, I don't know exactly what she said, but yeah, it made sense. I was like, okay, cool. That's pretty apt. And then I was like, okay, but I mean, these cards are pretty fucking random. Like, what are the chances? Like, what are the odds that, like, bro, it's just like a game of probability now, right? And she's like, okay, if you think it's a game of probability, why don't you fucking test it out? I was like, okay, bitch, bring it on. And so I shuffled the deck and I asked the same question. I was like, okay, bro, we'll see again. Like, give me a card to represent me. I shuffled the deck. The fucking King of Swords popped up again. And I was like, huh, huh. Then I was like, okay, okay, but okay, this could be a coincidence. But, I mean, the probability is pretty low. It's pretty low. Like, there's 76 cards. 76, 78. Hold on. 14, 20, 78, 78. Yeah, 78 cards. It's 78 cards. So it's 1 out of 78, and then 1 out of 78 again. If you add them up, then like. The fact that it's the same card, the math wasn't mathing. I was like, bro, okay. But, okay, fine, fine, okay. It happened twice. Let's try again. And, I think we did something else. And then, later I tried to do this again, and so I asked for a card for myself, and the King of Swords popped back up. Like that was the third time it popped up, and then fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh and eighth in a row, like three to eight or something. It popped up in a row, and then I was like, "There's no fucking way!" Like, then I was like, "Okay, fine." Now, and now I can't deny this. Uh, and thus began my journey. So, yeah, it's been a crazy ass fucking journey since then. And an ant. Okay. um, yeah, and since then, now I have my like own business that was founded on tarot. Like, fuck, man, I post readings with a collective. Like, fuck, like. Now I actually channel like a psychic and shit. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, just think back like fucking 2, 3 years ago. Like, fuck. So yeah, if you're trying to read tarot like a psychic channel and not like a guidebook, I guess you can join my waitlist, and you'll have early access. Founding members get it at $22 a month, which is honestly a steal if you ask me. Like this is what I wished I had when I was learning tarot. Because also when I learned tarot, like it's been a journey. It's not like I've stopped learning tarot. It's just it just keeps getting more complex, right? More and more infinite. So it's like a combination of symbology and numerology and also like artistic interpretation, which is why I mentioned my artist journey, I guess, because I like art. I like looking at stuff and like thinking of what it could be or what it could represent. That actually helped me super hone my intuitive abilities and psychic abilities as well. So yeah, it's like yeah, it's gonna be all of that stuff, you know. So it applies to tarot, oracle, cards, runes, scrying if you're into that. Like it's kind of like deepening your psychic abilities and your like artsy logical mind to combine the two, I guess. Yeah, in a sense. Pretty fucking wild, right? Anyway, we're at the 1 hour mark, and I will talk about tarot on the next episode entirely. I was thinking of doing that for this one, but then I just ended up talking about Vijay Mallya for no reason. So, thank you, Mallya. Thank you, UBL, for giving us Kingfisher. Giving me rather. I am you, you are me, we are we. So thank myself, I guess. Thank you to the listener watching this. If you're looking to get a personal reading with me or you're looking to work with me one on one, you can do so wherever the links are. You can check them out. If you like this podcast, give it a 5-star rating. By the way, guys, I love that. I love that there are so many people reading this podcast already. Like, I do not expect people to actually be listening to this. Uh, like I did on some level, but like, like fuck, like yeah, like I sincerely don't give a fuck on here. Like I'm absolutely unhinged. So like I love that. I love that I can be my unhinged self, and I love that have this platform to do it. So I'm fucking grateful. Thank you, and thank you for joining me on my unhinged talks. Yeah. So like, subscribe, leave me a comment, give me a 5-star rating, depending on where you're seeing this or listening to this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.